Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And we want you to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Today, we're talking about Bear Raid.
Roar!
They're fighting on the cover like this. Fisticuffs.
But it's not talking about bears. This is about bear markets and bull markets.
This game is designed by Ryan Courtney. The artwork is by Nick Nazario. And it is published by BoardGameTables.com.
So after you peel off that onion layer, what we're talking about is stock markets. We are talking about the stock markets. You were trying to manipulate various companies, very suspiciously familiar stock company names, by the way. Trying to make the most amount of money. Let me show you how it works. All right, to start off in Bear Raid, every player is going to get kind of a little player divider here. We're going to start off with $100. We also kind of have our stock tracker here, which I'll show you in just a minute. We're also going to start off with some stocks themselves. At the beginning of the game, you populate this bag here with some stocks. You're going to grab 4 of them out of there at random. Every player is going to get 4. All right, we're going to place them out here on our board. All right, so here we actually have one each of the Game Start stock, the Gazillion stock, and we have 2 of the Edison stocks. What we can do is we can actually put one of them here in the 2 times location. This one off to the side, just showing it's been discarded. So we have 1 of each of those and 2 of the Edisons. Across the top of our little board here, we have all the stocks that we own. Across the bottom of the board, these are going to be stocks that we have shorted. Obviously, we don't have any of those yet. But you can never have the exact same stock both being owned and shorted at the same time. If you ever had that situation, what you're going to do, let's say, for instance, if we had a 1 minus Edison and 1 and 2 positive Edison, what we would simply do is we would remove one of these or remove one of these. So now we only have tokens on one side of the board. So behind our player aid, we're going to keep all of our money, any dice that we might gain throughout the game, and also any of those stocks, both either shorted or owned. All that's going to be hidden information behind our player aid, along with some information that's going to help us with the turn order, things like that. All right, but what we have out here is our stocks. There are 6 stocks in the game, and based off the number of players, you're going to choose randomly 1 stock per player. We're going to kind of simulate a 3-player game here, so we've got 3 stocks out there. As you can see, we have our little charts here that shows we have 5 stocks available for sale and 5 more that we can short for each one of our stocks. We also have a stack of cards showing what's coming up. We also have our active cards showing what the price changes are going to be. I do want to point out that these kind of wooden discs, these are the upgraded component bits. In the actual game, if you buy it, it's just going to come with cardboard chits, but the upgraded wooden ones are really nice. And I also got them in my Uber Stacks trays there as well. All right, we have a whole bunch of dice that we're going to use to kind of help change the value of our stocks. We're going to put them in our bag that we used earlier. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw out 3 dice per player, placing them out on the various stocks. And we are going to mess with the various values of these stocks. All right, so we've got our 9 dice here. We're going to roll them. And then we're going to separate them by stock. On the active card at the top of each one of these stocks, what we're going to do is we are going to place our little cube here, matching the number of pips. So we only had 1 dice here, but we rolled a 6. So it's going to go here in the 4+ spot, showing that what our values might happen. Here we rolled 4 dice. We've got a total of, looks like 16 there. Sounds going way up at the top. And this one, even though we only rolled 4 dice, we only rolled an 8. So we'll put that there. Over the course of the game, we will be adding dice, taking away dice, re-rolling dice, all trying to manipulate whether the prices of these stocks are going to go up or down. And then also the cards that are coming up are also going to change those values as well. During each round, each player is going to get 2 actions. It kind of acts like a snake track. So it's going to go player 1 takes a turn, player 2 takes a turn, player 3 takes a turn, and then it goes backwards. Player 3 takes another turn, back to 2, back to 1. So everybody gets 2 actions per round. Now the actions you can take, there are 4 of them. The first one you can do is you can buy stocks. See what you do, for instance, for this Gazillion. Let's say we wanted to buy 3 stocks. Well, we see that based off of our cube, our current value is $25. So we buy 1 for $25. We buy another one for $25. This one has a +5 there, so we have to pay that price as well. So 25 plus 25 plus 30, we're looking at $80 that we have to pay in order to buy these 3 stocks, and we will put them behind our screen. Another action you can take is you can short stock. This is how you collect money. So what we're going to do, let's say we want to short some Edison stock. What we're going to do is we're going to take some of the stock from the supply, put them on the board, we're going to add them. We're going to take as much money as we cover up. All right, let's say we took 4 of the shorted stocks. They're $25 a piece right now. But again, we have some modifiers here. These are negative modifiers. So again, our value here is $25. We added 4 stocks, as you can see, but we have some modifiers again. This time they're negative modifiers. So we took basically $100 minus 5 minus 5. So altogether, what we're going to take from the bank is $90. We put the $90 behind our player screen, and then we also take a token from the bank over here, and we're going to add it to the bottom of our board, showing that we have a shorted stock of 4. The third action that you can do is you can remove dice from a stock. So for instance, we see here where the stock is right now, it's not going to change value. But if we remove some dice here, it's actually going to gain in value. So if we want to sell some of those stocks later, perhaps, maybe we want to increase the value. So what we can do is we can remove these dice from the board, which plummets this. We put those dice behind our screen. You can take as many dice as you like. However, at the end of each round, you're only able to hold 5 dice behind your screen. So you have to maybe give up some and put them in the bag, which I'll be showing that part of the turn here in just a moment. The fourth action you can do is you can actually place dice on our rumors card. So for instance, you really want to make sure that Gazillion goes up in value next time. What you can do is you can take dice from behind your screen, up to 3 of them, put them on the rumors card. And lastly, you can pass your turn if there's nothing for you to do. Once all players have taken both of their actions, then it's time to go to the roll phase. We're going to roll 3 dice times the number of players, in this case 9 dice altogether. And what we're going to do first, we're going to grab the dice off the rumors card. So those are for sure going to get rolled. And then on top of that, we have to have everybody add in dice to the bag if they have any dice above 5 beyond or inside their player shield. Then we're going to roll that many dice. So remember taking from those first, and then we're going to add in up to 9 using the bag. We're going to roll those dice. And there might be occasionally times where you have less than 9 dice, and that's okay. We're going to roll these, and we're going to add their values to the stocks. We are going to adjust the values of the cards here. So now we have, let's see, we've got 13. Now we're all the way up here. So now it has 19, so it's going to stay the same. And over here, we've got 10, so that's going to go up. We're now in the third phase of the round, which is kind of the cleanup phase. We're going to adjust our values based off of these cards here. So what we've got here, this one is a gray, this is a blank one, so nothing's going to happen to the value of our green stock. Over here, we have a situation where we are going to go down in value. These are going to go all the way down. We have our Edison stock, which is in the gray, which again does not change value. If we had, let's say, rolled even less, these would have gone up in value, and we would have changed the value going up. If a stock value ever goes above $45, that stock value is going to split. And what that means is you're going to double the amount of stocks you have in that particular company, and that could mean a good thing or a bad thing. If you have shorted stock, those double. If you have owned stock, those double as well. So either way, you're going to times 2 the amount of, basically going to add tokens doubling the amount of stock you have, either plus or minus. If a token all the way goes down to the bottom and a value of a stock goes to 0, that company is bankrupt. Basically what's going to happen is all of the stocks you own in that particular company, either owned stock or shorted stock, are going to be taken off your board entirely. What's going to happen is the value is going to return to $25, and basically that stock kind of resets from 0. Next, we're going to place our new cards up here. This is what we show what the new market's going to look like for that particular company. And again, we're going to place these cubes wherever they belong. In this case, once again, we have 13, so it's going to go there. We have our new stock values. Looks like some of these values are going to go up in stocks. Basically, all 3 of these are currently going to go up in value unless some of the dice play changes that. At the beginning of each round, you're always going to have 5 stocks available and 5 stocks that can be shorted. So we're going to remove some of these. And now we're ready to play the next round. We're going to play a certain number of rounds based off of the number of players. For instance, in a 3-player game like this, we're going to play 9 rounds. At the end of all that, we're going to count up how much money we have. We're also going to cash in all the stock values we have for whatever their current value is. So for instance, our Edison's worth $35 a piece. So we would cash in, let's say we had 5 of those stocks. We would cash in 5 for $35 a piece. If we had any shorted stocks, we would have to buy those back. So, for instance, we had bought some of the Gazillion for $25 a piece, or sold some of those. So we would have to buy those back, spending money, spending victory points. Once all of your assets and liabilities have been liquidized, you're going to count up all the money you have, and whoever has the most amount of money is going to win the game.
I really like the player screens, the dual purpose of them. So obviously you're hiding your information so nobody knows like how much debt you have. because it happens and you get a lot and you're like, oh, if I don't get rid of this before the end of the game, it's going to be bad for me. But also, it had information about the turn order, so I really like that it had that dual purpose. And of course, I like the artwork on the front. Oh my, some of it was just like really funny. When the first game we played, I was just like taking them out of the box because I wanted to look at all the pictures of everything that was going on. So, very nice.
All right, so behind your player board, like Bethany was talking about, there's that little thing that talks about, the stocks that you own versus the stocks that you've shorted. And that little thing was very clear as far as how it all worked and how many you had. It took a minute to adjust like the multipliers.
Yeah.
But once you had that down, it all made very much sense. But also, what I was showing you guys in the video was those upgraded wooden bits. Those are really, really nice. It makes it hard to fit in the box. You can see there's like a little bit of gappage still. We have to kind of close it just a little bit.
A little bit of gappage.
But I thought those components were awesome. The other components, the cardboard ones, work just fine. I just reaching your hand into the bag and stuff like that, it just feels a lot better with these wooden ones, and they look great on the table. Is
gappage a real word?
Oh, sure.
Let us know in the comments below if you found it in the dictionary. I kind of really enjoyed how the turn order of this game went. So you always got 2 turns, but it was a snake turn order. So sometimes you could think that you're setting things up to help you, but really, and maybe I'm the only one that did this, Ryan will touch on this in his final thoughts, but basically I was setting other people up to do really well all the time. But I still like how that worked, how it was. By the time I got back to you, the market just looked so different. So it was great that you could do, that you had those 2 turns. So you had a chance to try and manipulate what you were trying to do or adjust to something that you needed to adjust to every single turn.
So there was obviously situations where markets were bull and situations where markets were bear. And one thing I didn't really touch on too much on the kind of the overview was on some cards there would be situations where you had bull markets and bear markets, and then based off of how many stocks were available, you might be in a bull market or a bear market, and then that adjusted how much, whether the stock price is going to go up or down based off of the availability of the stocks. I thought it was really, really clever. It added one more layer of complexity to kind of track all that and see through all that. But I thought that was really, really neat how they were able to fit all that onto these cards.
A very, very, very long time ago, Ryan and all his friends would sing this song very late at night while they were playing Power Grid. And it went something like this. Basic math in the middle of the night. That's it. It was just that little limerick. That's how...
Over and over again, though.
Over and over again. And that's how I felt playing this game. There was it was basic math. You're just adding and subtracting. But, I had trouble with that, over and over again. Sometimes I would just be like, this is what I'm doing. How much do I owe you? Or this is what I'm doing. How much money did I make? And people could have totally lied to me the entire time. And I would have just believed them and whatever I had it in it. There was, a lot of math involved in this game, and I wasn't doing any of it.
Yeah, I think there was just, like I said, it's all simple math, but so much of it, and little adjustments there too. Also, the rulebook, it was only 4 pages long, which sounds great. However, they first of all used really, really, really small font, and also because of I think they were so dead set on making a 4-page rulebook that cut out all the fluff. Things like examples or clarifications, definitions, that kinds of thing. It was just the bare bones rules. And because
bare
bones. Yes, nice call. I didn't even mean to. Go team. All right, but there was, I feel like there was a lack of clarity. The rules were all there. It was just sometimes you had to really kind of read them several times before it really kind of sunk in.
Yeah.
You had to play the game a full time through before you really got it, because the rules, like I said, didn't give you those examples, didn't give you the full, well-rounded rulebook that you were maybe I've seen other times. They sacrificed some of that just to make sure that you had a 4-page rulebook, which was cool. It was 4 pages. Didn't take a lot to read, but you had to read it several times, like I said. So, not entirely clear, but short.
Yeah, so I liked this game. I had fun playing with it. Playing it. I had fun playing this game. That is a better sentence. I don't know.
Basic English in the middle of the night.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how long it would necessarily stay in our collection, but for a stock game, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I like stock games. I mean, this is a fun one. Basically, there's only 4 things you can do in this game. You're either buying or selling or shorting stocks, or you're either taking dice or putting dice back into the market in order to manipulate the market prices up or down. That's really all you're doing. So that's just basic stock manipulation, which was really, really simple and boiled down, which I thought was great. The problem is, I thought, is
math.
Well, not only the math, but if this is something that doesn't click with you right away, or if you're playing with someone who's played this game many times before and you're a first-time player, you're going to get swallowed up. You're going to get left behind in the dust. Like Bethany was talking about, like, there was times where, by no real fault of her own, she was kind of setting me up or other players up for great turns because she would manipulate the prices, and then I'd quick capitalize on it before anything could happen, or vice versa. If she would sell a stock, and then I would plummet that stock.
Yes.
So having to have a knowledge of the stock market system, being able to kind of read the cards and the future cards that you could see kind of coming up ahead of time, and manipulating those things was a challenge, and an enjoyable challenge at times, but something that you want to play with people of similar levels, or take it easy on people who are playing this for the first or second time. Manipulating the dice is a lot of fun in order to make the stock prices work for you. So if you like stock market games, I think you're going to dig this one. It's a good one. It's smooth. It's simple. The rules are challenging. The math is, of course, ever present in all stock market games.
Yeah.
But, this is a cool one.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Again, don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can find us on TikTok, we're Ryan and Bethany. On Twitter, we're Ryan and Bethany 1. On Facebook, we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. On Instagram, we are Ryan and Bethany.
You guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.